Are they gone? Okay, yeah, hi. It's 2 a.m. Well, no, not really 2 a.m. 1:43. 1:43. Woo! I'm probably gonna sound extremely crazy because right now this is night vlogging, like night vlogging, with a mixture of feels, tons of feels. From a movie I like to call, or probably like millions of people around the world like to call, Les Mis. I just saw the movie I don't know, 5 hours ago. I just saw it a while ago and oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The best movie I saw all year, if not ever. I'm just gonna do a little rave review here kind of thing. I know that's what you call it, but just a heads up, I never actually saw the musical ever. I did read the book. I didn't even finish it. Just the movie. The impact it had on everyone in the theater was awesome. But it wasn't awesome right away because behind me there's this very annoying, huge fan, you can tell. And this is not an attack to every single Les Mis fan out there because I'm a big one too now, but yay, you know the songs, good for you, you don't need to sing along. Shut up! And you were off key. Just, so annoying. Right when I Dreamed a Dream first came on, she began humming along to it, and you know what, I just turned around and I'm like, yeah, the songs are beautiful, but I just did this, I didn't even say anything. And she looked like, and then I turned around and I'm just like, you know what? You just need to be quiet. Because there is not a single person who is entitled to sing off-key under their breath to I Dreamed a Dream. Especially the rendition by Anne Hathaway. It didn't make me cry, it almost did, but I felt the tears in my I don't know, the tear ducts. I felt it building up, but, I think I was just too amazed to even cry. And in the theater, I think felt the same way. We're all just leaning back, staring at the screen oh my god. Anne Hathaway is amazing. I never even knew. It was so gripping, it was so intense. Her emotion, her expression, the way she sang it. That's why I'm glad that they chose to record the songs live instead of do a voiceover recording thing. I don't know what they're called. This is how useless I am. This is how tired I am. The second part that just made me go insane was Samantha Barks and On My Own. Okay, so I'm gonna sound really pathetic saying this. Really pathetic. But you know what? You're kind of pathetic if you say you can't relate to what I'm about to say. I'm pretty sure every girl, or man even, who has been in love with someone can feel the way Eponine felt. Probably didn't even say that name right, I'm so sorry. She loves this man who loves this other girl. I mean, come on. High school, middle school, junior high, elementary even. Does that not sound familiar? Does that not sound familiar? Oh, I just felt her pain. It just made me cry. And the way she sang it, and again, her expressions, just like Anne Hathaway's, though they're not as intense, they were just as meaningful, if that makes sense. Oh my god, Armgard. That was a bit out of order because I'm going to talk about the Thinner Days, and I said that name wrong too, so yay! We're supposed to hate those characters, but I actually love them. They're stupid. They're really stupid, yet I love them. So atrociously funny and disgusting, and you hate that they're the characters that you love to hate. That kind of thing. Advancing onward. Okay, here we go with names that I'm gonna say completely wrong. Marius, I know I said that right because in the movie they said Marius or Marius. And ready for this? Enjolras. Yeah, I said that wrong. I still don't know how to say it right, and I watched the whole movie and I only heard them say it once and I still didn't even make it out right. I'm so sorry. When I first saw them in that huge crowd and they're announcing the revolution, oh, that was a really epic moment too. Not to mention Enjolras kind of sexy, and same with Marius. Okay, Eddie Redmayne and then Aaron. I can't say your last name. Enjolras, who's I don't know, I feel like I relate to him because he's so passionate about what's right and wrong. And then when he disagrees with something, he will put up a fight, and that's me, okay? Sure, I won't get a huge revolution or anything, but you know what? If you say something that's completely off my radar, I will just punch you in the face. No, I won't. But I'll put up a fight, and maybe I'll insult you, which probably isn't really an insult because I'm that meek, but like, yeah. Going on forth, the appearance of my favorite character made me squeal. Yes, little Gavroche. When he hopped out of the elephant. This is me, I'm just like... And then my mom's sitting beside me, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, that's my favorite character, I can't help it. When he hops out of the elephant, and then he begins saying his part and look down, I'm just like, oh my god, the kid, just like, can you be my little brother? Or can I babysit you or something? Just like, and then he begins like acting like a little shit with his other, street urchins, and stealing cupcakes, or what are those called? I don't know. The colored things off like the little tray, and then he began disturbing everybody. He was just like, I do wish he found that girl and called her Mamselle Omnibus or Omnibus, because that's an inside joke I now have my best friend. He didn't say that in the movie though, because it wasn't in the musical, so I'm just like, you know what? Now, this leads to the next part. We should talk about the revolution. And the barricade battle, and like the boys at the barricade, and the songs, and like, do you hear the people sing? Yes, I did. Sorry, the camera kind of went to Fritz. But anyways, I couldn't handle the death of all those guys. And like, when Eponine died, and then she was sitting there with Marius, and then once she died, there's Gavroche sitting over there in the corner crying. I just cried too, because you know what, I feel for that kid. And then of course he's the next to die. And that's the hardest I cried in the movie, because I love Gavroche so much. I'm going to tell you the story of what exactly happened. You know how he begins, Little People, I think it was. Yeah, that's the song he sang when he was dying. He began singing Little People and crying through the barricade. I'm just like, he's being cute. Like, because, you know, in the book, that's not what he sings, so I wasn't expecting this, and I never saw the musical where he dies, so I'm just like, oh, okay. And I watched the 10th anniversary clip, and Adam Searles didn't sing Little People when Gavroche was dying, for all I know. Then, like, the barricade guys are like, Gavroche, no, don't you dare! And then I'm like, well, shit, this is where he dies, this is it, this is it, this is it! And he's singing the song, and then a gunshot goes off, the first one, and I'm just like, oh my god, no! But he's safe. And I'm just like, okay, but I'm still scared because I know that that's not how it ends. So he keeps on singing, and he's like smiling at the barricade boys. He's like, I'm immortal, I'm not gonna die. It's not like a game of hide and seek. Woo! And then, like, he keeps on like, whoa, keeps on singing. And then the opposition, I don't know what they're called. They're just like laughing. You're just like, look at this little shit who thinks he's like some like macho man or whatever. They shoot him, and he like hits him in the knee or somewhere in there, and I'm just like, no. And that's when I really begin like crying hard. He didn't even die, and I'm still crying because he's like, and you better run for cover from the top grows. And then he gets shot again, and he dies. I lost it. I lost it. I was crying so hard. And then, Enjolras Grantaire. It's not like I lost that as bad as I did for Gavroche's death, but the way he raised the red flag before he got shot and fell out the window. This was beautiful yet painful at the same time to watch. I'm just like, why? That's fun. Let's do it again. Why? Yeah. And then Marius gets shot. And then Valjean takes him away, and I'm just like, oh my god, he lives, but what? Then they're in the sewer. I'm just like, well, that must be freaking stinky. Ew. And then while they're in the sewer, Inspector Javert is walking amongst the dead barricade boys, and then there's little Gavroche lying down, and then he takes his badge and pins it to his coat. I'm just like, it's so, I cried. I cried. Marius's version of Empty Chairs. Eddie Redmayne's rendition of Empty Chairs at Empty Tables. That was, oh my god, just imagine all your friends died in a war and you're the only one surviving. That's what that song is about. You're not going to see them again, you're not going to talk to them again. And he's like, this is where we talked of the battle, and like, this is where we laughed and drank, and like, never happen again. I'm just like, That's so sad. And then, after that, Marius and Cosette are met up again. And they get married. And then the Thénardiers crash the wedding. And then Marius is just like, GTFO, no one likes you. And then they do. I'm just like... But then, right after that, Valjean dies. And Cosette is just so sad. I'm just like, then I'm so sad. I'm not actually crying. I should really stop. But I cried, okay? I didn't cry until I saw Cosette crying. But I cried. And then I'm just like, okay, the scene's done. The scene's done. He's walking off a Fantine. The finale comes. Do you hear the people sing? And all the dead people rejoice. And all the living people rejoice too. And I'm just like, too many feels. And my mom is sitting beside me, and she feels the same way with her feels. And then the movie ends, and everyone in the theater goes up, and they're like... And then, even long after the credits are gone, long after I walk out of the theater, I'm still crying like a bitch. It's been a long time since a movie has done that to me. In fact, I don't think I've ever cried so long after watching a movie. In fact, if I could just think about it long enough, I could probably cry now. But I'm not going to. And say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.